I want to first talk about your fight, obviously. I want to know a little bit about how it came about. When did this, the fights negotiations start? And you can kind of give me a little bit of a backstory there.
So this fight was presented to me earlier this year after the two contenders fought, Renier versus Leandro. Renier won, and so this fight was presented to Renier, and we were supposed to fight in April, but he had an injury, so um, there was a replacement. Replacement who was a ex-champion, Vitaly Bigdash,
Mhm.
and then during the quarantine, because of COVID, we didn't fight in April, and um, so finally we have the fights are being made in Singapore, and the one championship is holding the event. So now they present it back to the number one contender, who is Renier. So now we're back on with Renier versus me.
So do you feel like that's a better fight? Are you more excited about that? Or when you're looking at the two that you could have had, which one is the more exciting one for you?
Um, Renier is Renier is a more exciting fight for me because he's somebody new, undefeated, young prospect. Um, Vitaly Bigdash, we have 1-1. He beat me once, I beat him once. So um, I know we'll meet again down the path, but he also lost. He also lost to Leandro, and then Renier beat Leandro. So this fight excites me more.
And I know that you had posted that you had COVID. Is that correct?
Yeah, I had COVID in June. Yeah, my
How was
whole family.
that? What was that experience like?
It was. There's a lot of congestion. I had a little temperature, lost my sense of smell, lost my sense of taste, fatigued. But my symptoms were mild. It was like I had the flu, as well as like real bad allergy.
Okay.
And my whole family had it. My wife had it. My 5-month-old daughter had it.
Oh, wow.
My mother-in-law, who's like 70 years old, has underlying health conditions, had it as well. But we got over it. And I'm actually glad that we got it. Because 2020 has been about COVID,
Hmm.
and we experienced it firsthand, and we got over it. So I'm pretty happy with the experience, and I'm happy that we got it and we got over it.
So how did you find out that you had it? Was somebody tested and then you guys all did, or was it more like you kind of just assumed because of all the symptoms? Like, how did that happen?
The symptoms were the first thing that made me want to get tested. And then I had a sister in Arizona who had it as well. And as you know, Florida is one of the hotbeds.
Hmm.
And so I got tested because of the symptoms.
Okay. And obviously, when you're well again, was there a difference in training with COVID? Was your gym shut down? How did you kind of adjust to that?
Yeah, the gym shut down, but we did small groups after the shutdown. It shut down for a couple of weeks, and then we did small groups. Um, the people that already had it, train with each other. The people that are negative, train with each other. So we had small groups. So it worked out fine. I like the small groups because there were more attention paid, and we got to work on the details of each technique, and it was very helpful for me.
Do you feel like your camp now is kind of back to normal as a traditional camp?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, we're back to normal. Florida has opened up. We're at stage 3 of the opening,
Mhm.
and so we're pretty much back to normal. I mean, we wear face masks when we come into the building. We get our temperature checked, but after that, it's back to normal.
Are you worried at all? I know that normally you guys have to worry about your opponent, getting injured and pulling out, or missing weight and pulling out, but now you have this whole COVID thing on top. What if he flags for COVID and he gets pulled? Do you have any of that kind of worry, or are you just focusing on the fight?
I'm not worried about things I can't control. You know, COVID is something that we can't control.
Right.
You know, whatever happens to my opponent is something that I can't control. Why worry about something I can't control?
Right.
You know,
That makes sense.
so I'm gonna do what I can, the things that I can control, and I'm gonna do the best job at it. And whatever else there is, it's out of my control. I can't stress about it. It's just gonna make me, you know, worried and make my life more miserable. So no, I
Well,
don't worry about that.
well, now there's another thing that I'm going to ask you about that you might have the same answer to, is about the no fans. Is that something you've discussed with your coaches? Is there a game plan as far as, you know, your opponent maybe hearing more instructions than normal, or have you guys discussed that at all? Or
We know what we're gonna do. He knows what I'm gonna do, and I know what he's gonna do. Nothing's gonna change. As far as the no fans, during this time, I've cornered a lot of my training partners. You know, I've cornered them during in events where there was no crowd, so it doesn't make a big difference. You know, I've been competing since 2005. You know, when we used to fight in auction places, auction houses, in clubs. So it's not a big deal for me.
and how do you feel like this, you know, Asia is starting to get back to having fights, and obviously everything kind of started there. Do you feel like there's a little bit of pride being able to give back to Asia and give them something to enjoy again?
For sure. You know, my friends, you know, in Myanmar especially, are dealing with it right now because there's like apparently a second wave there. So for me to be able to go out there, represent them, and you know, it's gonna be something that makes them a little bit happy at least. You know, with a good performance, something that they can be proud of, and something that is like puts a smile on their face. So for me, it's more than just me.
So speaking of that, I saw a photo on your Instagram of a man with your face on his cheek tattooed. What was that like seeing that? Because that's going to be surreal.
Yeah, it's gonna look really ugly in 10 years.
Do you know who that person is, or was it just
No,
like
I don't. I don't. I know I have a lot of like hardcore fans in Myanmar, and it means a lot to me, you know. And to see that when I woke up, I was like, whoa. It just makes you want to train harder and become a better athlete for them.
right? And my last question, I hope it's a little fun one for you. Your fight is right before Halloween. Are you planning any Halloween extravaganza, any costumes or anything?
No, I don't party.
No. What about you have kids, right?
I'm not fun. I'm boring.
What about your kids? Are you gonna take them trick or treating? Are you gonna?
I can't because I'll be gone. I'll be gone during that time. But my wife will. Yeah,
All
they're
right.
gonna dress up as I think he's a shark this year.
Oh,
He's
that's
so into my son is so into marine, you know, life. He loves the ocean. He loves, you know, he knows all the facts about ocean animals, and he's like only 5 years old. You
that
know,
is so cool.
kind of cool. Yeah. So he's gonna be a shark, and his sister's gonna be a unicorn. So
Oh, that's awesome. Well,
yeah.
thank you so much and good luck. I can't wait to watch.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put on a great show, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Yeah, good night.